Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Rumors swirling throughout the entire day on social media about the SEC engaging in settlement talks with Ripple today. In fact, that led to headlines all over the place in crypto media, like the one on your screen from you today. Did Ripple just have settlement talks with SEC? Okay, so widely discussed, but is this just a rumor or is there something to this? Well, it turns out it is more than just a rumor. The SEC and Ripple did indeed have a settlement conference today. So that part's true, and I actually have some pictures to share with you, which I'll do towards the closer to the beginning part of this video. But the part that I really want to try and set the record straight on is what this actually means for the status of the SEC v. Ripple lawsuit and what it might mean for XRP holders, because I think that there's, well, reasonably so, I understand. Fair to have all sorts of talk about this within our community, speculation, but I think that some people are missing some key facts that might make them ask different questions, frankly. But, so I'll get this all straightened out in this video. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, as a quick reminder, I'm assuming most of you are aware of this at this point, but just in case, it's worth being aware of what is on your screen right now, because this happened just several days ago. And so this happening at the same time that there actually, today, were settlement talks between the SEC and Ripple, pretty fascinating. But here you can see the headline from Reuters on March 25th. U.S. seeks $2 billion with a B from Ripple Labs, chief legal officer says. Now, that was astonishing. Now, and not that, you know, it's just so hard to believe the SEC would do something. No, that part's easily believable. It's just astonishing. Like the audacity, like the pure prickness of these asshat attorneys at the SEC that they'd actually submit this, and they did ultimately submit this as a request for damages to the judge in the case with a straight face. They actually submitted this. That part's astonishing. The fact that they'd behave in such a way it's completely unprecedented and grotesque, that part's not surprising. It's wildly unreasonable and inappropriate, but that's what they did. And so, and I talked about it at the time, and I don't want to delve too deep into this, but I said, look, this is basically an attempt to, A, put Ripple out of business, and or B, harm XRP holders, because Ripple doesn't have this much money. And it's funny because their original complaint, I believe they were seeking $1.2 billion. So now they're asking for $2 billion after they lost on the most crucial matter of the case, which is whether or not XRP itself is a security. Now they want even more money. Might they be a little bit angry? Might that be what's actually going on here? I'm thinking the answer might be yes. So it's completely absurd, obviously. But the only way that Ripple could get those kinds of funds is by dumping XRP all over the market, harming the investors that allegedly the SEC is trying to protect. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't believe for a moment the SEC is going to get anywhere near this. I don't think Judge Torres is going to let this fly. I just don't believe that for a second, for so many reasons leading up to this, leading up to the end of this case here. But we do have, funny enough, several days later, there are actual SEC settlement talks with Ripple. That is a real thing. And in fact, there is this post which went pretty viral within the XRP community. Here's Boba Fett on social media platform X, and this is incredible traction. Talk about going viral within our community. 327 followers on X, 302,000 views. That is impressive. Okay, that is impressive. And so he wrote, spotted Brad Garlinghouse and Stuart Alderati at the federal courthouse in New York today. Settlement talks, question mark? And so understand, and that is what kind of set this off. So what are they doing here? Are there settlement talks? And so there was speculation about that. And I see why that quickly spread like wildfire. I mean, these are actual pictures of them. And so that was reposted by John Deaton's crypto law organization and said, this is today, question mark? Can anyone in New York confirm? Which is pretty reasonable to do. Nothing against Boba Fett here. But what if this is an old picture? I had the same thought initially myself. I was like, well, okay, that could be true. I was looking at this afternoon, like, maybe that's true. I mean, I'd like to get some sort of confirmation. And so there was this post, because it's the only other time that I saw the two together out in public in a city environment with suits on. There's this post from Brad Garlinghouse from September of last year. September 19th, 2023, You may have seen this before. They're posing in front of the SEC building. Now, mind you, this is in Washington, D.C., but I wanted to see the pictures that are allegedly from today. Are they actually from today? Or, see, that's the first one. Here's the second one, so you can just see their backs there. So it's Stuart Alderati in this picture on your left, Ripple's chief legal officer, Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO on the right there. And I just wanted to see, could this actually just be in Washington, D.C. from September of last year? And so I went back and saw the old picture. The answer is no. First of all, they are wearing different clothes, so that's for sure. And you can see Stuart Alderati, he's got some sort of coat right here, which he's not wearing in the pic in front of the SEC because it's September, and that would be completely unnecessary. So at least you know it's not the same, it's not, the pictures weren't taken the same day. So there's that. But that, on top of the fact that there actually is proof that there were settlement talks, which I'll show you right now. Here you can see Fox Business journalist Eleanor Terrett. She wrote, according to Court Listener, there was a settlement conference scheduled for today, March 29th. And so she asked Ripple about this, and she wrote, Ripple gave me a nothing to share comment. So it did happen today. It was in New York, and Eleanor wasn't able to get any sort of additional information out of him. And here's the official Court Listener website, and I'll scroll down just to see you guys so you've got the proof for yourselves. It is right at the bottom here. Here you go, March 29th, 2024, settlement conference. So that is what had happened. So it's about a 99.999% repeating chance that those pictures are from today. You know, but either way, there certainly was an actual settlement conference. Okay, so what's going on? What does this mean that settlement is likely? This is going to be over? And what does that mean for XRP holders? Well, first, as far as what it would mean for XRP holders if there's settlement or even just a positive conclusion of the case, I just don't think the market cares. Now, I could be wrong, and so I admit it's plausible that there could be some sort of initial reaction, especially if it's positive, but I think that that'll be short-lived. That would be my guess, because the question of the legal status of XRP, that's the only part that matters to us. It's concluded. So if XRP actually took off on positive news of this ending, settlement news, whatever it is, if it takes off, my only conclusion is this is a very exuberant market and people are not acting rationally. That would be my actual response if that happens. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe you get a little bit, I could see it is plausible. It's pretty reasonable to suppose that maybe you do get some sort of little pop on the XRP chart, but would that be the moment where XRP is like, now it's safe to run, when XRP already had legal clarity almost a year ago? I mean, you understand that it's almost April. And so 3 months after that, that's when it's the 1 year anniversary for this thing. It doesn't make logical sense. That's all I'm saying. So I don't think it matters on that front. But could there actually be, would it be reasonable to suppose that this is some sort of indication that settlement is imminent? Well, it's always possible you could get some sort of settlement, but mind you, this is in the remedies phase here. It's not, we're not questioning, who is in the right or who is in the wrong, unless there were some sort of successful appeal, which is not the phase that we're in right now. So if there's a settlement, then this would just be in the remedies portion, so they'd agree on the penalties of this. Now, given that the SEC went so off the rails, asking for $2 billion freaking dollars, and Ripple would probably be like, we could agree to zero. We could agree to zero. So given the disparity there, I'm going to hazard a guess that it's not as probable that they're going to reach settlement. But I absolutely acknowledge anything's impossible because we're not even a fly on the wall. We are not privy to the inner workings of this and the super duper top secret conversations between the SEC and Ripple executives. We just don't know. So it's purely speculative. But just given what the forward-facing information and how absurd the SEC continues to act, and the fact that SEC already won on everything that matters, what is Ripple going to cave on? Why did they have an incentive to do anything, frankly? Let the SEC continue to make a mockery of themselves with these ridiculous financial requests, which I don't think are going to go anywhere near the way that they wanted to, and just let it play out. That would be my for fun guess, anyway. Then there was this post from Fox Business journalist Eleanor Terrett. This is probably the meeting that was scheduled to take place prior to the April 16th pretrial conference. We knew about this meeting in October, although there was no scheduled date. Looks like it took place today. And so there you go. This was ordered. It's the part that's highlighted on the screen here in this red little circle. October 3rd, 2023. So at the time, didn't know the date, but it is on the record. It's on Court Listener. This was the day. And then we had this post from XRP community member Wrath of Kahneman. He reposted what I just shared with you from Eleanor Terrett, and he wrote the following. To underscore, the settlement meeting scheduled today was set a while back. It appears both execs were at a meeting today, but it isn't evidence of a settlement, only that they are adhering to process. Bingo. And so that's the part that I think a lot of people were missing, because initially when the speculation started, and I can see why it happened, it's because there's pictures, they're in New York, if these are new, could this mean settlement? Totally got why that happened. But then once you recognize, oh, well, the judge demanded that you have this conference, even if it's not going to be fruitful, the judge said you must do this. Oh, okay. Well, then it's not as surprising. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. We shouldn't, read into it too far. In fact, former SEC attorney Mark Fagel was asked exactly about this, and he said the following on X. It means the parties have settled. Ripple will pay $2 billion, and it is now illegal for you to trade XRP. No, sorry, I read that wrong. It's a mandatory pre-hearing settlement conference, part of the ongoing scheduling order. Odds of settlement, about 0%. To be clear, that's my assumption. I have no actual knowledge of this. Yeah, fair enough, and so that's just based on his history being an attorney for decades. So I'm not reading into it. Something could happen. I doubt it. We'll see. So I just wanted to get the record straight on this because there's so much speculation today. Sadly, it's a big nothing, but I don't think it matters to XRP holders, frankly. So that's what I got. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because if anything I say are right, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.